Hey everybody, All the Things here, and today we're talking about a short but sweet book, and that is Go Giver. So, The Go Giver was written by a team of people. That was Bob Burke and John David Mann. This book has a cool little running dude on the front. Um, and after I read this book, I realized there are a bunch of Go Giver books. This is what I like to call the red one. But this, I think, is the original, and then there's like other ones on like leadership and influence and stuff like that, which I will review later um, when I read them. But we're going to talk about this one for right now. This book is a short story about a dude named Joe, and Joe is the main character, and he learns some lessons about what is called go giving throughout the book from this dude named Pindar. And Pindar is this old rich dude that is really nice and stuff. And basically, this book is about taking Joe on this journey. And Joe starts as somebody that thinks success is very cutthroat and you have to take what you can get, and it's not about charity or being nice to people. It's about really working hard, and you might have to step on some people's toes, but you get what you need to get. And then he meets Pindar, and Pindar talks more about how success really comes from how much you can give and how much you can impact other people's lives. And it's about Joe's transition from being kind of miserly and gimme, gimme, gimme to like, I think I should help people and give to people, and that's how I can be successful in my life. And this book goes through this story that kind of chronicles that and shows Joe these 5 lessons that are like really important to doing that. And as he follows them, he grows a little bit each time. He learns a lesson and all that stuff. And he ends up being this person that is more of a go giver rather than a go getter. The go getter, I think, is somebody that gets things and this is for me and I need this. I don't care who else needs it. I need it. And the go giver is somebody who is actively looking to give and provide value for other people. So I think this book is about a fundamental perspective shift from somebody who is a taker into being somebody that's a giver. And on top of being a giver, someone who is a go giver, somebody who is actively seeking to give. Uh, and to that, I thought this book was really easy to read. You could even read this to your kids at night. Like, this is a nighttime story. You can read them, like read a chapter each night. It's broken up really well to, I think you can read a chapter each day, and it's kind of like the episode of a show where it kind of works where you can do a chapter each day, and it helps with the story so you can think about it a little bit. But this idea that giving is really a good way to get things and create relationships and just move your life in a positive direction, I think, is not a bunch of hooey. It is something that is real, and this book gives you a very simple introduction to the idea, but a very powerful introduction at the same time. And so I really like this book. It was a really short read, really easy read, no heavy duty thinking. And the cool thing I liked about this book is there's 5 rules in here for go giving that Joe learns throughout the book. And the cool thing is Joe applies what he learns um, in the book. Like, from each lesson, he does something that applies what he learned in the lesson. But it's not something like super grandiose. It almost seems very mundane, and it shows that each of these rules is not something you need to be a millionaire to do. It's more of a mindset. It's more how you look at things. It's more what your attitude is. And that's the important part. It's not whether or not you closed $1 million deal today and did it in a way that gave to people. It's not like that. It's how do you treat your main life? How do you treat um, giving in general? Is it a part of you, or is it something you do on Sundays and things like that? I think the main important thing that I got from this book was really just, it was like 1 or 2 sentences, and it said, any good business practice is a good life practice. And the Go Giver concept is built on that, where you shouldn't have like multiple identities for yourself. You should be, if you're going to be a giver, you give it work, give it home. If you go to church, give it the grocery store. Be a giver. Don't be a giver to your family and then a taker to your boss. That doesn't make sense. That doesn't line up. If you do it in business, you should do it in life. And if you do it in life, you should do it in business. And it's this kind of subtly preaches this philosophy of consistency, which I personally am a fan of being consistent throughout your whole life and not acting in one place and acting differently in another place. But this says act consistent and be a giver, and that's how to be successful. And I think you really can do that if you follow these steps, even though this is not like the do exactly this and you'll get results, because everybody's life is different. But I did like this book a lot. The book is Go Giver. It's one of a series of Go Giver books. I will do some reviews on those later. And I really liked it. It's a nice short read. What is it, like 120 pages? Easy story. You could read this to your kids and they'd understand. And I recommend you do that if you have kids. But The Go Giver is a great book. I highly recommend it. And so, yeah. If you read this book or you're interested in it, or if you just have something to say, please like, comment, and subscribe, and I will be encouraged to do more book reviews. And also, if you give me some suggestions for other books to read that are like this, or if you have a good recommendation that has nothing to do with this, let me know, and I'll throw it on my book reading list and get to reviewing, because I love reading new books. Anyways, this is All the Things, and I will see you guys later.